India has 6 million people who write code for a living. And India is graduating 1 million engineers every year. And we're also adding 1 million people to the workforce every month. So India is producing enormous amounts of talent. In an AI world, do you see the need for labor fundamentally coming down? And therefore, is it something that India should consider a huge threat?
So it is like with any other technology, I would say, right? I don't think you need to be fearful of AI, but you do need to be aware and you need to start equipping yourself. And when I say yourself, it starts with an individual. It goes all the way to the level of a society, a country, etc. Right? Where at all these levels, we need to be equipped on how do we leverage AI for our advantage. And if you don't do that, then yes, you will fall behind because AI is a reality. It is here to stay. It's going to get better. It is definitely a big change. It is not a fleeting, a fad that will go away. Like we have seen some others in technology, and it will fundamentally change the way we work and consume things and so on. So, as an engineer, for example, if we are graduating whatever millions of engineers a year, some of what would have been their target opportunities to generate income, do a job, do a startup, whatever, some of those are probably going to not exist in the next few years. But hopefully, those get replaced by other things that they can do that they don't even know today that they can do. But that's where the raw innovation from a startup perspective, etc., I feel is going to be very important because that's where all of these new ideas that I can't think of today, right, will probably come into play. And these engineers who are graduating are required at the end of the day to create those products, to code that way and so on. So maybe an engineer right out of college in the past was not writing production code because they just didn't have the ability, they didn't have the experience, and you needed certain judgment, etc. Now with AI, you could potentially have an engineer coming right out of college and write production quality code and push it into a particular product. It may not happen at some of the companies that they looked up to when they were becoming an engineer, but they might be working at a startup to do that. So I think how what you do might change a little bit, but I think as a whole, I don't think AI is a threat. It's an opportunity more than a threat. In absolutes, will there be jobs that will be lost, quote unquote, lost because of AI? I'm pretty sure that'll happen, right? Like there will be things that are very mundane in every profession that eventually might get automated, or the need for them just goes away, or what have you. And so the jobs equivalent to that will probably go away, but there is a lot more opportunity ahead of us with AI that we didn't have before. I'll just give you a personal example. I was talking to someone just yesterday, and I know this person has an engineering background but hasn't really worked in AI before. And I've been encouraging him to become an AI engineer. And when I met him a week ago, when I started encouraging him, to yesterday when I met him, he is already so comfortable now, leveraging some of the techniques that I suggested and so on, and now started to code products in AI, right? So this is not someone who was doing that literally a week ago and now is doing that. It's a big quick change. So I think that if you have that type of a of mentality, and sort of you try to adapt yourself to that new world, I don't think AI is a threat. It's more of an opportunity. Now if you're not looking to adapt, and somehow you don't get that mentorship, etc., yes, then it is definitely a threat.